Hi everyone, welcome to the session of Author Life. Today I'm joined by Ms. Tamikio Dooley and we're going to talk about her book Kings of the Serenity Throne. So hi Ms. Tamikio, would you like to introduce yourself and your book to the audience please?
Yes, this is my first book that I've written about kings and queens, princesses and princes, called The Serenity Throne, Kings of the Serenity Throne. This is the first book of Kings of the Serenity Throne series. And my book is about battles between enemies. They are fighting for the Serenity Throne in a book called Holy Book.
Right.
Inside the Holy Book, it has magical powers and a lot of things going on that can help rule over nations. And both of the teams are fighting for this throne and for this book. And It's not just about the fight for the Serenity Throne and Holy Book. It's a lot of other twists and plots inside of the book. The noble family has issues, they have secrets, they have lust, greed, and it's a lot going on in the Serenity Throne with the noble family. And I'm very proud to say that I enjoyed writing this book, and I'm really going to enjoy writing the whole entire series. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's great. It's very interesting because your book, like you said, has so many plot points. It has so much drama, so much political intrigue. So I wanted to ask you, what is the inspiration for such a plot, for such a book?
The experience. When I write my books, especially such as this one, I can relate to each character that I write about. I become that character. And the experience that I had with the characters in these books and this book, and what happened to some of the innocent characters and what happened to some of the evil characters. Of course, I'm not going to do any spoilers here because I want my readers to read the book and they are going to actually enjoy it, because the book, it's readers will probably think that it's more about two armies fighting for this throne in the Holy Book, but there's a lot of surprising twist inside of this book
that's true.
It's totally irrelevant to the part of the story, but it's a fantastic story that goes way beyond the kingdom of Norway for the army that actually won the throne in the Holy Book. So there is more plots and more twists it's going to go up a notch inside the second book and the third book.
There are a lot of plot twists. There are a lot of characters as well. So how did you start writing this book?
I became inspired writing this book by one of the books that I have on my bookshelf. I'm obsessed with books. I'm a book fanatic. I love reading books. I love writing books. And the story was about a king's battle, the book by the author that I read. So I read some of the book and I liked the book. I love the cover. And when I get ideas to write my books, sometimes I enjoy reading my favorite authors. Reading their books inspire me and drive me to go and write about it. So I just go with the flow. I never know what's going to happen from one chapter to the other. I'm settled writing one chapter and another idea comes up. I can turn these two villains into friends. I can turn these two friends into enemies. It's a process that comes in my brain as I am writing. It's not something that I write down on paper or keep in files. My brain is always going with ideas. It's always something there. So I personally don't know what's going to happen in my own books when I'm
I
when I'm like,
see.
I surprise myself sometimes, and I go over it and read the author copies, and I say, did I really write this? You know, or I could have wrote this a little better, or oh my God, the readers may get a little offended, or I didn't add enough spice to this or that. But
Right.
I'm I'm proud of this book. It inspires me to write the second plot and the third plot. Maybe there will be a second 3-part series to this as well. But I'll see how the last 2 books go.
Okay. I think that's a great mark of an author, how you have so many ideas in your mind and how you're constantly thinking about what should be next. And I think it reflects in your book well because there are so many secrets revealed. And like I said, plot twists and just so much drama, political drama, which is brilliant. I feel like this is something people love watching. This is something people love reading. So, yeah, you should definitely
Yeah.
be proud about such an amazing plot.
But who would think to write drama in a
Yes.
book between a noble family? They are thinking about, okay, we have to fight this battle to own this throne, to own this book, to rule this nation.
Yes.
And then in the midst of all of this, you have secrets between family, and family is doing things with the enemy behind the family's back, and it's shocking secrets within the family.
Yes.
I mean, it's I would say it's a really good book to me. I don't give all of my books the good book thing, but this one it's really it's really a plot twist in there. It's
Yes.
readers wouldn't expect
Right.
they wouldn't expect it.
Yes, and I do want to tell our audience that we are trying to not give any spoilers here because we do
Yes.
want you all to pick up the book and read it yourself. Talking about the book itself, didn't you design your own cover?
Yes, well, yeah, well, actually, I do all the covers to
Oh,
my books on my own, but this cover here, it wasn't something that I just said first offhand, oh, I want this cover. I really began to sweat looking for the image for this particular title.
okay.
And I had 3 more images that I just wasn't feeling it. But this one image here, and when I seen the image of the man with the sword, and he looks so distressed,
Yes.
he's fighting for his family and his nation. And I'm saying this image here is perfect for the story. He's undergoing so much with trying to fight and win against the enemy. Then he's tackling things on the side with his family, and his his daughters, his children are like enemies. They are not getting along. They have problems outside. So the cover, it pretty much represents the stress of this one character.
Right.
And and um, like I said, the ending,
Yes.
it takes a complete it. Readers wouldn't expect the ending. It's not
That's
just
true.
about winning and losing a battle. It's more with this particular family.
Right. And also because the plot itself is so complicated, how long did it take you to write this book?
Oh, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. It took me 3 weeks to write this book.
No way.
Yes, well, it takes me less than a month to write all of my books because
Oh.
I have a certain method. For starters, I don't like writing long books with irrelevant information. I like to write and get to the point. Every sentence in my book is it brings the reader in. It's always something happening in every paragraph. It's always something going on. There's never a boring moment or a dragging point where the book is too slow and I'm writing about something totally irrelevant.
Right.
No. it's we're going to do this and we're going to get done with this, and hopefully the readers will like it. So I sometimes I could get through 2 or 3 chapters a day, depends on how I'm feeling and how the story is flowing.
Okay.
And I also don't like writing long chapters either. I like to make the readers comfortable with, okay, she's getting straight to the point. It's the story. It keeps you
Right.
wanting more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, okay, this first chapter, it's something totally different. It's dragging on, it's too slow. It's talking about a pair of shoes when the story is really about a family in distress. It's just,
Right.
I stay on the topic, and it's not one page, one chapter that's covering a whole book. I've read some books where you read the chapter is just about as long as the book.
Right.
So, I like to make the readers feel comfortable. It's quick, but I felt something from
Yes.
that particular chapter. And when I do my characters, I always try to place them with a personality where the readers can get comfortable with that specific character as if it's a real person. Oh, you're going to hate Jimmy, or you're going to love Barbara, or it's a hate and love thing for that one character. So when
Right.
I'm writing each character, my personality switches. When I become John, John may be sweet, sensitive. When I become Linda, Linda may be harsh. She may drink, she may smoke. It's
Right.
like that. When that name comes, I've become Linda, I've become John. So it's not just about writing and crafting books. I actually feel the character, and I
Right.
feel like I'm there with it.
Right.
So that's what helps me write most. That's what helps me get done with my books in such a short length of time.
Right. I
Mm-hmm.
think you have a brilliant way of visualizing what's in your mind into words, and that's why you're able to kind of build such a suspenseful and also such a fast-paced book. Because you have so many ideas and you have been writing for so long, you have so many books out. So, can you give our audience, your readers, budding authors, any advice on writing books, especially something like this with so much drama and suspense and thriller elements?
I feel that no matter which category of book you are writing, whether it's crime, mystery, thriller, you have to add some kind of drama. You have to add something in there to hold that reader.
Right.
Like cozy mystery books. You're writing about cupcakes, you're writing about a bakery. Okay, it's got to be some kind of drama within that cupcake and
Right.
that bakery type of thing. You just can't write about a cupcake, and you just can't write about a bakery. You have to write a knife in the cupcake, or a killer in the bakery, or the person that works in there poisoned the cake. You
Right.
gotta you gotta give these readers something. The story can't be flat. Me as a reader, when I read my favorite author books, I'm reading their books and say, oh, I love this book because um, they added more drama, they added less um, killing or less murder. And then I'm thinking, okay, I hear some readers don't like too many readers don't like romance and horror books. Everybody has a different preference, but I'm hearing more of, I don't like horror books because they scare me, or romance books are too smutty. And I'm thinking, okay, I write a little bit of everything.
Right.
I don't stick to one category of writing books. I can write it all. I have a book in all different categories because I don't know when I'm going to get a review, or I don't know when someone is interested in the book. Okay, I have a werewolf book. They're looking for that. I have a book about women's inspiration. They're looking for that.
Right.
I try to write a little something to satisfy everybody that reaches out to me for an interview or to publish a book or something like that. But I'm not prejudiced against romance or horror. I have books on both of the subjects, but the romance book, I had to get a little up there with that because I'm not comfortable with writing the smutty stuff. So,
right.
But I have one book. I gave it to the readers very shockingly.
Yes.
And I really did give it to them in that particular one. But out of all the books I've written, I do have particular books that I'm comfortable with. I write the books that I'm comfortable with faster than the ones that I'm uncomfortable with.
Right.
So if I'm uncomfortable and I can't get into the story, I'll take a break for a few months, get on something else, and then I'll go back and my whole thing changes about the book that I wasn't comfortable with. So each book, it's a different experience with each book, a different plot, different stories, different characters. I have different feelings with all of my books I've written. So I never know where it's going to go. Once that page gets there in front of me and I don't know what I'm going to do, sometimes I just sit there and look at it and bam, okay, an idea comes up for a werewolf horse or something like that. I do have crazy books like that. And next thing you know, it's something else added to that werewolf horse type of thing, so before then.
I really like the way you think.
I do werewolf horse. Okay. Okay. That's weird. I do have a cowboy werewolf book that's coming up, cowboys and werewolves type of thing. So that's in the making also. And people like you said, drama. People, they like crazy things. They like different and weird things. And I noticed a lot of people they love zombie,
right,
vampire books and sci-fi. Type of things. I know sci-fi books are getting a lot of attention. It's because it's weird. They like to read weird things.
Right.
So
I think if someone can pull off something like fantasy or sci-fi, I think you can definitely try your hand at it. And I really like your idea about how everything should have some kind of a drama in it. I think that's a very helpful advice, and I'm sure our audience feels the same way. Talking about just all the ideas that you have in your mind, what's the next book that we can expect from you?
Well, like I said, in this book, there's one plot twist in here that I think that some readers may object to, which I'm not going to speak on it because you do have to read the book. But that shocking plot twist is what is going to come into this. It's going to become fuller in the third book.
Okay.
In the second book, I'm sorry, whether readers disagree with it or not, it has to go up there to.
Right.
When readers read my book, I want to get some kind of reaction out of them. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I can't believe they did that. I want them to be shocked by what they are reading.
I think I know which plot twist this is.
Yeah.
But yes. I completely agree. So can we expect this very shocking plot twist that we're going to have in the next book?
Exactly. Suspense. that's another thing that you mentioned that when I read books, I love more of kind of, okay, I'm a horror fanatic. I love horror books, and I also love crime, suspense, and mystery. I like to read books where you have to find the killer, or you have to find who did this. You have to solve a mystery.
Right.
And those are my type of books that I like to read. But in that category, I would say I need a little brushing up on. You have to find the mystery thing when I write those type of books, because I don't write in those categories too often.
Okay.
But when I read, mystery, keep it a mystery. So every step of the way, let me figure out what this mystery is. And always at the ending, I'm right most of the time, but it's a shocker.
Yeah.
And like you said, drama.
Yes.
Drama and suspense go hand in hand. It's like a soap opera thing going on. A lot of drama going on there. I wouldn't say suspense, but the drama thing is going on there. And fiction, nonfiction, people love drama when it comes to movies and writing.
Yes.
Not so much in real life, but movies and writing.
That's
you want
true.
something. Yeah.
That's true. And I completely, I'm expecting a lot of, these political plot lines, and like I said, suspense and mystery from your next book as well. And I'm very much looking forward to the next book of the series as well. And why we're talking about books, because you have published so many books and you're going to continue publishing. So I wanted to ask you your publishing experience with Ukiyoto.
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Anything more than that?
Huh?
Anything else you want to add to that? Like, how was your experience?
It's what I can mostly say. It's a reward. It was a rewarding experience to write the book.
Right.
This particular, it's the experience. It's much difficult. I mean, it's much rewarding writing this one than any of my other books. It's as you can see, I can't explain it. I can't really explain it. I can't really explain exactly how the experience exactly of how I felt writing this, but I enjoyed writing the book. I'll just say that. And I felt kind of heartbroken for the characters that I had to, characters that had different things coming in here. I can't say exactly because it's a spoiler type of thing, but it was a great experience writing the book. I'll just say that much. I enjoyed it more writing it than I would say a great experience writing it. But from writing the first one, I can tell you I am going to get a great experience writing the second book, because I have something to connect to. I don't have to think of new characters. I don't have to think of new plots. It's a continuation from the first book, is where I left off.
Right.
So, it's a different type of scenario. Everything is different in the second book.
Right.
It's more of challenges, it's more of battles, it's more of secrets, drama. It's up there in the second book. I already have that. I already have the plans laid out for that one. So
yeah.
In the third one, it's going to be beyond the first.
And
the second one, because those new ideas come in.
Yeah.
To me, in seriousness, you're just coming in fresh with that first book.
Right.
Second book gets better. Third book gets awesome. It's like climbing that mountain to get to the top before that big. Yes, that's how, because you already know what's going. The first book gave you that foundation.
Yeah.
So that's different. It's going to be different experiences for me for each book, I would say. But I never enjoyed writing a book as much as I did this one. And I think that's why I basically zipped through it. Now, I could have added more chapters to it to make it longer, but when I write my books, I come to this point to where I'm done. There's nothing more to talk about within the plot, the characters, the stories. There's nothing else. So it's through. But then something new comes on to the next book, to connect to the first one. And that's
I'm
it's not
very glad. I'm very glad that this experience has been so rewarding for you, and definitely it has been rewarding for us to be able to publish with you such a wonderful book. And I'm very much looking forward to the next books as well. But right now our time is up. So I would just like to thank you for such a wonderful session with me. It was amazing talking to you and kind of understanding how you write your books, how ideas formulate in your mind, and how you put them to words. And it's very inspiring for budding authors that might be watching this as well. So thank you so much. And I would like to tell our audience that I'm going to share a link to Miss Tamikio's book in the post where I'll be posting this. So you can get a copy for yourself. Ms. Tamikio, would you like to say anything before we finish this session?
I would like to say I really enjoyed this interview with you, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and the second chance to get this right, to wrap this up. I really did enjoy. I surprised myself. The interview was terrific. You made me feel comfortable, and
I'm glad.
I was just glad to meet you and able to get the word out there about a new experience that I wrote that I'm very, very proud of. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be interview my new book.
Thank you so much to you again. I am hoping and wishing all the success for your book, Kings of the Serenity Throne. And this is where we are going to end the session. Thank you so much, Ms. Tamikio. I hope you have a good day ahead. And
you too. You too.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.